to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
To throw is Perkins. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Throwing is Perkins. Runs over it. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble. And now off to the races down the right side.
Oh yeah, that's how we do it.
Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the inning, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Washington. Equanimous St. Brown. His first touchdown on the year. And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. These guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. Behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 15. Throwing is Hurts. Wide open is Watkins. He's got him. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. That is pulled in by a diving Kelsey. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
I felt that one all the way up here. How about that big man laying out and making that catch?
Yeah, that wasn't a 180-pound wideout. That was a tight end. Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. First carry for Kenneth Gainwell. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be a 2nd down. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down. Hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Hurts dancing to his left. Sanders has it over the middle. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 33.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Now 2nd quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. Rolling to his right. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And it's going to be Quez touchdown. Quez Watkins, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles have taken the lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And following that long touchdown pass, a 1-play drive last time, See if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust. And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Off play action. Perkins. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Eagles are going to get the football here at their own 23. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. This offense thankful, I'm sure, to have the football back, but also, Charles, after a long drive of their own, they've got to be a little weary. Yeah, I would agree with that. And what you have to do to combat it, try and get fresh legs in where you can, especially to skill positions. And then for the offensive line, instead of attacking, maybe slow the tempo down a little bit. Let them catch their breath. From the 27, Hurts. Open man, it's the tight end, Kelsey. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They go play action with Hurts. This is caught. It's Kirk. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Christian Kirk, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Elliott good with a PAT. And it's now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And following the interception, just any interception. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Elliott good on the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here's Gibson to start the drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
I think they want to start getting back into this game. It behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On first down, Perkins. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
On 1st and 10, Perkins. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. 6 yards there on the keeper. It's 2nd down. A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
He's going to air one out. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off inside the 5. And he will take it out to the 25-yard line.
We heard all week that they were going to put the football in the air a lot. The problem is that is now 4 interceptions, Charles, that he has thrown in this first half. How do you treat a situation? What do you say to your quarterback right now?
Boy, that's an interesting question because a lot of it depends on the head coach and the people making the decisions. You have to know your quarterback and know if he's mentally tough enough to have a chance to turn it around. Or is he a guy that maybe you've seen enough and it's time to go to the backup? But right now what you're rooting for is your defense to help keep you in the game, to give him an opportunity to get back on track.
Now a throw for the All-Pro Kelsey is complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. Steps away to his left. Open man here. It's the tight end, Kelsey. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. A big connection on that one. 34 yards. Hurts. Being chased out left. And this is caught. Touchdown. Christian Kirk with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Eagles continue to pull away here in this first half. Elliott good with a PAT. And the route is on here in this first half. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
As the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Throwing on 1st down. Perkins.
That's out to the flat for Gibson.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. On 1st down, Perkins. And he will find his man on the outside. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Back to throw again. Escaping the pressure right. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a 2nd interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. To throw on second down. Perkins. Throw right side going to be caught by Waller. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that'll make it 3rd and goal. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
Play action. Here's Hurts. They'll roll him out right. Going deep here for Watkins. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Quez Watkins with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Looking up into the lights, and he muffs it. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. So that'll back him up 5. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Looking to throw. Perkins. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Back to throw. Perkins. And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
Well, as we get ready for 3rd down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on 2nd down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on 3rd and long.
It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And where did this one go out? Not good. Let's see. They're going to say inside the 35-yard line.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
Buying time to his left.
He'll find Gainwell out of the backfield.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. throwing again on second down. Hurts. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Caught, Kelsey, left side. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off with great anticipation. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. Well, this D, particularly the secondary, has been picked apart at points here tonight. They finally, though, get to the quarterback, get a pick.
And we know this about him. He loves night games, loves the spotlight, loves being the center of attention. I will bet you that he ran off the field almost chuckling to himself. They finally got one. They finally got me.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough.
Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Perkins locates Hardman for another catch. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Off the play fake. Perkins. Rush coming, and he's taken down. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Play action. Perkins. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Patrick Green providing a little deja vu. Back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. Here's Tressway now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This one angles out of bounds at a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
Yeah, from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
And they'll begin on the ground with Gainwell. Gainwell a 1st down and more.
And finally brought down at the 34-yard line. I don't think that's what the defensive coordinator had in mind there. You got him pinned back inside the 5, and then you let him rip off that long run.
You're already anticipating the film session, aren't you?
There's going to be some anger.
Yeah, it's not going to be at the greatest hits, is it? Because they didn't hit anyone on that play. Supposed to have him pinned back deep. Instead, they leave a big crack, a gaping hole, and guess what? They're in bad position right now.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
On 1st down, Hurts. Another pass into the reliable hands of Kelsey.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time.
And that's going to be caught for Eagles touchdown. Travis Kelsey, his 9th touchdown of the season.
And the Eagles are well on their way to a 5-0 start as they extend their lead.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that will extend this big lead. touchdown. Here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. And all the way down to the 35. A huge play there for Washington. On 1st and 10, Perkins. And my goodness, another interception. Adrian Amos with a pick. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go.
On 2nd and 12, Hurts.
And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Forced out to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Now to try the Eagle field goal, Jake Elliott. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does, depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave them with a third down. Off the play fake, Perkins. And this is going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. And he puts a little something extra into this one, by far his best of the night. On the return is Kirk. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And it's looking all the more likely that a 5th straight win is going to be in the cards. They'll try to run some time here with a 1st and 10.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on 1st down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. Over the middle, he's got Watkins. There he goes, right side. Past the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. There's Watkins, 76 yards. And the Eagles add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before.
And now here is another interception. Picked off around the 27. And the ball set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Flushed out right. Open man is Gotw, the tight end. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 4 yards remain on 2nd down. Ball on the 10. Looking to throw. Throw right side here, taken in by Bateman. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
2nd down and goal. Hurts. Well, the ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy point.
And my goodness, another interception. Darius Slay with a pick. And he returns it in enemy territory down the 45-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
It feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Caleb Farley. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
But now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Looking to throw. Perkins looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete.
It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw and a good one.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Eagles, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for Washington, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Dallas Cowboys.